Hello, it's good to see you. Welcome to my kitchen. We haven't been in here in a while. Today I'm getting ready to make something that I've never made before. We're not baking. Maybe we'll bake later. I did want to show you my shirt. We'll make some brownies or something sometime. Today we're going to make peanut butter banana pudding, which I've never made. Now I have made banana pudding before. This has peanut butter in it, and it doesn't have vanilla wafers. It has these things. Nutter butter cookies. A whole package of them. And it looks pretty simple. The ingredients are pretty simple. The instructions look pretty simple. So we're going to go through that today and see if we can prepare it. I have my peanut butter melting on the stove right back here right now. It smells wonderful in here. It smells so good. You can smell the peanut butter. It's really great. So we're going to put this together and see how it turns out. So let's take a look at the ingredients. All right, so we have everything here. And I'm going to go down the list and read the ingredients for this recipe. First, we have 1 1/3 cups of milk. It doesn't say what kind, so probably just whatever kind you have handy. 1 3/4 ounce package of vanilla pudding, and that's the vanilla, not banana. 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, which I've already opened, so it's ready to pour. We're also going to need 3 cups of heavy whipping cream, heavy cream. 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, which I have here. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, which I have. 2 cups of melted peanut butter, which I'm going to show you. It's actually on the stove. And here is my melted peanut butter, and it just smells so good. So I've melted my 2 cups. And I'm going to keep it, I'm actually going to keep it on the stove on low for right now. And I need 1 16-ounce package of Nutter Butter cookies, which I have, and you see they look like a peanut in the shell, and they have a sweet peanut filling, and they're really good. So that's a 16-ounce package of that. And then we're going to need 4 bananas sliced into rounds, which I have not sliced them yet. I want to wait until I'm ready to use them. So these are our ingredients. And then we have a few steps here that we have to follow when we combine certain things together. So we're going to get started on that now. First, we have step 1, and we only have 3 ingredients for this step. We have the sweetened condensed milk, which I've already added to the bowl. We have the vanilla pudding mix, and we have the regular milk. And for step 1, we're going to combine the milk, vanilla pudding mix, and sweetened condensed milk. And then we're going to whisk it thoroughly, breaking up any lumps, and refrigerate it for at least 5 minutes or until set. So we're going to go ahead and get this mixed up, and then we're going to start on step 2. So here we have, this is the vanilla pudding mix. Just going to open it up a little bit. You can see it's just a powder, and we're going to pour that in here. Looks a little bit orange, but now before I add the regular milk, I'm going to just whisk that a little bit. Kind of combine it a little bit with that sweetened condensed milk. Boy, look at that. That's interesting. Now we're going to pour in the milk. I'm going to very carefully mix this together. I'm going to combine everything. And break up any lumps. And as you stir, it starts to thicken a little bit. You can see a change already. Look at that. Now I don't see any lumps in there. So I'm going to set this in the refrigerator so it can start to chill a little bit. And then we will move on to step 2. For step 2, we are going to need the heavy whipping cream, the powdered sugar, and the vanilla, which is right here. I'm going to need a teaspoon of that. So I'm going to read it first to make sure I got it right. In another large bowl, which is right here, combine the heavy cream, powdered sugar, and vanilla in here. Beat until stiff peaks form for 2 to 3 minutes. Now I'm thinking I'm going to have to do that with a hand mixer, like an electric mixer. And that's going to be loud, so we're not going to show that part. But after we do that, you set aside 1/3 of the mixture for topping the dish. So I'm going to take out 1/3 of it and set it aside. And then we're going to take the remaining whipped cream and fold it into the pudding mixture, which we just made. So the first thing we do is get a spoon. Sorry, forgot a spoon. I have a spoon. The first thing we're going to do is pour 3 cups of heavy cream into the bowl. Boy, it is heavy. Look at that. That's some thick cream. This is definitely not a low-calorie dessert by any means. I think it's going to be really good, though. There's 2. And 3. So that's our 3 cups of heavy whipping cream. And then we're going to add the powdered sugar, which is only 1/4 cup. Quarter cup. And then we're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla. Just pour that around in there. I'm going to do a little bit of the initial mixing with this plastic spoon right here, just to get it mixed in. But to really get the stiff peaks in this, I think I'm going to need an electric mixer to really get the consistency that I think we're going to need for this. I just don't think mixing it by hand is going to be very effective. So I have done a little bit of mixing with this, and then I'm going to mix it with the hand mixer, and then we're going to come back and finish step 2. All right, I have the whipped cream back, and it said we should be able to form stiff peaks. Now this took about 3 minutes with an electric mixer on medium, and you can see that the consistency has definitely changed. And I did taste it on the beaters. I love doing that. And it's really good. It's not really all that sweet, which is understandable. And there's only a quarter of a cup of powdered sugar in here. And it was a nice, light, fluffy taste. So we have now finished this part. Now what we want to do is set aside a third of this mixture for topping the dish. So I'm going to take a spoon and I'm just going to spoon some out. I'm not obviously not going to measure it exactly, but I'm just going to put it in a separate bowl. Look at the consistency of that. Isn't it beautiful? Nice and fluffy. Look at that. That's beautiful. And very easy. This is a very easy recipe, I think, so far. It's actually been kind of fun. All right. Now I'm going to say that's about a third. A little more. Now I'm going to leave the spoon in here and we're going to hang on to this to top our dish with. Now let's take a look at step 3. Oh, actually we need to finish step 2. We have to fold the remaining whipped cream into the pudding mixture, which I have taken out of the refrigerator. You see it is set. Now, unfortunately, this bowl is not big enough. So I'm going to have to put this into here. And I'm going to do that very carefully. Sorry, I had to get my spoon. Okay, I rinsed it off. Now you can see it's firm. You know, it's firm, but you can work with it. It's manageable. So I'm going to just scoop it into this bigger bowl. I think it'll be easier to mix that way. Now I know when you fold one thing into another, you have to be kind of gentle. And you want to do that with things that won't do well with vigorous mixing. Let me set this bowl aside. So I'm going to be gentle. I'm going to just do this. Very easy. I'm just taking it, basically taking it and just turning it. I'm not going in there and stirring violently. I'm being very gentle with it, just folding it. I think the sweetness of the vanilla pudding combined with this whipped cream is going to be really good. I'm just taking my time. Don't want to overdo it. It's starting to get that lovely yellow color. If you've never made banana pudding, it's really not hard, and it is so yummy. I love it in the summertime. The summertime is usually the only time I eat it. And I've been trying to think of a recipe to make for a family reunion I have this summer. And depending on how this goes, this may be one of the things I take. I'll try to take a vegetable dish and a dessert and a few drinks. We don't have alcohol at our reunions. My family just doesn't do that. I know some do, but my family does not. But I'll take maybe some sweet tea or some 2-liter drinks or something like that. Oh, look at that. Now I've gently folded this. Now it is mixed very well. See? Oh, that looks so good. It smells good too. And I can smell the peanut butter sitting on the stove. Now we've mixed that together. Now that we have mixed it together, it is time to build our peanut butter and banana pudding. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm sorry, we have to bring in a big bowl. This is my big bowl. You can see it's very solid. It's very heavy. Now this may actually not be big enough, but I'm going to go ahead and prepare this. If I have any left over, I will just do a smaller bowl later. But for right now, we're going to build it in here. And I like this because it has, well, it's made of glass and it has the clear sides so you can see the layers. Now I'm going to read step 3. Spread 1/3 of the pudding mixture, which is what we just mixed, onto the bottom of the trifle dish. Cover that layer with a layer of Nutter Butter cookies. You may also want to stand some cookies up vertically so you see the full circle along the edge of the trifle dish. Then you top with an even layer of banana slices and drizzle melted peanut butter on top. Continue layering the pudding, Nutter Butters, banana slices, and peanut butter until you reach the top, ending with the final layer of pudding. And then just before serving, you will add the whipped cream on top that we set aside. So I need to cut up my bananas first. Let's get the bananas. Now I have a plate just for that. I have my 4 bananas here. So I'm going to peel my bananas. And we're going to cut them up. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. Oh, this is going to be so good with that peanut butter. And I have never been a big fan of peanut butter and banana sandwiches, but I am looking forward to trying this. Now, we have to cut our bananas into rounds. Just set them off to the side. I think bananas that are a little bit older than these typically work a little bit better. I think they have a sweeter taste. But I just sorry, I just got these, and these were the most ripe bananas that they had. The bananas that I originally bought to do this turned brown almost immediately. So I had to go buy more bananas yesterday, and these were the most ripe ones they had. So it's okay. You just do the best you can. I mean, that's what life is all about. You just try your best. It's all right. Most of the time, that's good enough. No need to fret over it. And then, this is number 3. Oh, it looks like a lot of bananas. That's Swanee, it does. It feels like it should be summertime. I don't think I've ever made a banana pudding this early in the year. Most of the time when I do, it's because I have to take it somewhere. I'm going to some sort of event where I have to take food, which in the South happens a lot. Anytime somebody loses a loved one or anything like that, or somebody's in the hospital, our first response is to take you food. We want to feed you. All right. There's our pile of bananas. I'm going to move this over here. So, I have my bananas, and I have my pudding mixture, and my giant bowl, and I need my cookies, which are here. Aren't they pretty? Look at them. So the first thing we have to do is put a layer of the pudding mixture in the bottom of this container. I'm trying to keep it nice and clean on the sides. It's so fluffy. Look how fluffy it is. Now I'm just going to spread it around. So there's a layer of the pudding. Next, let me read this again. All right, now we're gonna cover that with a layer of Nutter Butters, and we want to stand some up around the sides too. Let's go ahead and see how they stand up. Not bad. And we're gonna cover them so they don't have to stand up on their own the whole time. It's going to look nice on the sides. Plus, if you make a mistake with one of your layers, it won't show as much. Oh my goodness, that used up about half of them. And now we're just going to lay them on the bottom. Now, just like with vanilla wafers, when you put them in a vanilla pudding or banana pudding, they will soften up. Now, they start out kind of hard and crunchy, but they will soften up. So let's see. All right. Now I've done the cookies. The next step is to cover with an even layer of banana slices. So I got my banana slices here. And we're just going to put those all around on there. This is going to be so good. Even layer. Can I get one more in there? Oops, you're fine right there. Just trying to make it even as I can. And one in the middle. All right. So over that, we're going to drizzle the melted peanut butter. I have never done this before, so I don't know how it's going to go. This is the melted peanut butter. See? So I'm going to try to drizzle that over the bananas. I'm taking my time because I'm not quite sure of the consistency. Oh, that peanut butter smells wonderful. I love the smell of peanut butter. I'm not sure quite how much to put on there. I'm just trying to coat it. A little bit more right over the spots here. Okay. I'll leave that on the stove so it doesn't firm back up. Okay, so then we start the process all over again. We add a layer of the pudding to the top of the peanut butter. And just mushing it around. It didn't say how big the dish should be for this. So it may not be quite big enough. I'm thinking it's not. Okay. So there's the layer of that. And then we're going to come back over it again with Nutter Butter cookies. Trying to use them wisely. I'm actually running out. Okay. That leaves me 7. Alright, more bananas. This is nice. Oops, it slipped out of my hand. They're a little slippery. I think this is going to be a pretty dense dessert. Like, I don't think you could eat much of this. It'd be a bit much. Okay, so there's our bananas. And again with the lovely, really yummy smelling melted peanut butter. And I just melted it on low. Just being careful not to heat it up too fast. I didn't want it to burn. And I just kept stirring it as it melted. It melted beautifully. It didn't say that you had to use creamy peanut butter, but I figured that would be easier to work with than crunchy. And it's very easy to work with. As you can see, it's very simple. I'm just using a spoon and going all over the place with it. Get that one back there. Almost looks like caramel. So that's our second round. We'll come back over with the pudding again. I think this is going to be our last layer. Just going over the top of those cookies. A little more. That's going to go right up to the top. Oh yeah. Well, I always say if you're going to do something, don't do it halfway. Go all the way. Do it right. Okay. And again, put down the, let's see, make sure I do this right. The cookies. I have 7 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to do it that way. I'm not going to have enough. It's going to have to be like that. That's okay. We have bananas. I'll just drop some bananas in here. No big deal. Cover it up with something. I think this dish was almost the exact right size now that I see it completed. See, it's almost perfect. I do wish I had a few more cookies, but I used the whole package and I didn't even cheat and eat 1 or 2. I'm not going to have enough bananas either. Oh man, I think this dish was a little bit too big. Well, we'll spread them out as much as we can. That's about all I got. That's all the bananas. Alright. Now we do have peanut butter left. We're going to swirl and drizzle peanut butter over the top. Now remember, we have that, the whipped cream to go over the top, but you do that right before you're ready to serve it. Oops, sorry. We don't want to add that now. We're going to leave it like this. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and add it. I want to see how it looks. Get all that goodness on there. All that peanut buttery goodness. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Do that. I think it was about a year ago. I made a video making banana pudding. It was before I moved in here. I remember that. Somebody actually had to remind me of it. I forgot about it. Okay. So look, we used up basically all of the peanut butter. I'm going to go ahead and add the whipped cream because I want to see how it looks. Here it is. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm just going to kind of dollop it on there. And spread it around with my spoon. Now this recipe, anybody could make this. If you don't think you can make stuff, if you think you can't cook, I promise you, you can. If you can read, you can cook. You just have to follow directions. And that's it. Hard to get it right up next to the edge. Look at how pretty that is. Look at that. Here's how it looks if you're just looking down at it. Let's see how it looks from the side. Well, we're all done, and I'm going to show you how it looks from the side. Oh, it's heavy. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's just beautiful. And you could take this to any event. It wouldn't even matter. I mean, I think anyone would love to have some of that. It looks gorgeous. I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. So, that is our peanut butter and banana pudding. And you can do this. It's very simple, very quick. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.